Welcome to part 2 of the Kiwicoach course log. What's up, guys? It's your favorite Kiwicoach. Let's go do this thing.
I'ma go as hard as I can down. Tell the Grim Reaper, come and take me. I'm not afraid of falling to the very bottom. No death, no
Alright guys, if you guys are new to Mike's OG Academy, we do everything you guys need to know about golf instruction, whether it be golf course logs like this one, golf instructional videos. Again, anything you guys need to know about golf instruction. I was talking really fast there, we do it here. So if you guys haven't already, hit that little red subscribe button. You guys are gonna be notified every time we drop a video. All right guys, so even par through 4 holes. I got through the 4-hole stretch. That's really tough on this 9. Now we got some birdie holes coming up. Really, I think that's such a good learning point for a lot of you guys out there. I've done this so many times in tournaments where you get past, let's say you make a silly bogey on your 2nd hole of the day. You get a little bit frustrated with this group behind you because they're making some noise. You make a bad swing. You get up and down, you make a nice little solid par, and then you end up birdieing the next hole, right? So definitely a good momentum booster right here. We got a short par 4 front pin. I'm gonna keep with the aggressive play and hit driver. I'm really liking the flight of this Cobra. The shaft's obviously a little bit whippy for me, and I don't feel as controlled as I do with my club. But I'm still digging it so far. So we're gonna take this up the right. The wind's kind of a little bit off the right, and let it draw back. I'm just gonna try to hit kind of like a straight ball. If the wind takes it, it takes it. If not, I'll just be up the right side. Yeah, that should be perfect. Yeah, it should give me a nice little wedge in. All right guys, so we're on hole number 5's fairway. Hit a pretty good drive here. We got roughly to this pin, I don't know, like 45 yards, something like that. When I start getting inside around 70 yards, I start kind of getting into feel mode where I just kind of already have a feel of how far I got to hit it. I just got to pull it off type of shot. But anyways, we're into the wind. Ball is slightly below the feet, as well as we're a little bit on a downslope. So it's going to come out slightly lower than normal, and it's also going to squirt. It's going to want to squirt a little bit right on me. Now, if I miss it right side, that gives me the uphill putt. So ideally, kind of that's the goal. But I want to try to start this at the pin to slightly left, and then kind of let it squeeze in there to the right, and then hopefully give us that uphill right to lefter. So we're going to really feel out the yardage here. I'm just trying to kind of get into my clock system ideas where I'm trying to get the lead arm in terms of lead arm on the backswing, lead arm on the forward swing. Just feel like I can match that up. What I really do like to do on these shots, which I think has helped me out a lot, is my last swing thought is just about distance control. Just like, how far am I gonna hit this thing? And I pulled it. Sorry guys, that was horrible. Maybe I should have my last shot probably should have been about hitting it straight. That was bad guys, but I got a birdie putt. All right guys, so I want you guys to pause the video real quick. I want you guys to leave a comment below. What did I do wrong on that last wedge shot? I think some of you guys will notice it. Yeah, and I'll pin once you guys answer a few of them, I'll pin the answer below. But anyways, I mean, kind of an embarrassing shot from that yardage, but we got a birdie putt. It's not gonna be uphill right to left, however, it's gonna be uphill still technically, but it's a left or righter. These are definitely the putts I struggle with the most. And holing, like, kind of a goal for me maybe this year is I wanna hole more kind of 20-footers from this range. So let's see if this can be the first one that we get on that bucket list. So we're gonna be aiming this roughly maybe a cup and a half left, maybe a little bit less than that. The greens are slow, so it is gonna break. I just gotta make sure to keep the speed up because, again guys, they are slow. Keep the speed up. Like, I told you guys and I didn't do it still. Easy part. All right guys, so we're on hole number 6 at St. Mark Golf Club. Just needed to hit that putt a little bit harder. That would have got me under par for the day, but really still not too dissatisfied with the round so far. But we got, let's see, roughly around 145 to this pin. It's downwind. I'm gonna be hitting a wedge here. Now this is kind of an in-between wedge shot, so I do have to keep trajectory relatively spinny-ish and high, because it is downwind, so it doesn't really knock it down as much. But it's kind of hard to do that with those 3/4 shots. So what I like to do on these actually is I like to choke down slightly and almost make kind of a full swing to where I feel like I'm still kind of going at it so I can still get some trajectory there. but because I choked down on the club, in theory, it should go a little bit shorter. So that's gonna be kind of the goal, so let's see if that works. If anything, wind is down, and it should be slightly off the left. So I'm gonna be aiming this pretty much at the pin, this slightly left of it. Let's see what we got. I got ahead of it again. Get up a little bit. It's a little short. Yeah, I kind of did what I thought it was going to do. The wind kind of knocked it out of the air. I did hit it a little bit off the toe and maybe a hair chunky, but easy up and down. All right, guys, so we left it a little short here. Here's my pitch mark. I did hit that a little toey, a little chunky, and the wind kind of knocked it down because I didn't keep the spin rate up. But really not a bad leave. I got an uphill pitch shot, or chip shot, excuse me. I'm in between 9-iron and pitching wedge here because the greens are pretty slow. I believe 9-iron. Let me get a feel for it real quick, guys. I kind of like the 9-iron here because it is so slow and I don't have to take as big of a swing with this. So we're gonna go with the 9-iron, little chip and run shot. I've tried multiple shots with this. I've done it this way, kind of the Paul Runyon way before with the heel off the ground. I almost kind of like just lying it slightly heel up, or excuse me, toe down. But I don't like getting it so much like a putting stroke. I actually do have a little bit still kind of the full swing stroke. I know that's not traditional in terms of golf teaching, or golf instruction, but I kind of like it. So let's see if we can pull this shot off. The main thing here is just all about speed here. I just want to get it there and give myself just a little short, actually would be ideal. A little short, uphill 1 feet away. Kind of like that, a little short, 1 foot away, nice easy par. All right guys, so like I said, less than 1 feet actually away, nice little tap in par, really happy with that pitch shot. Move on to a reachable par 5. All right guys, so we're on hole number 7 here. It's a reachable par 5. Now, one thing I did not take into account is I put this loft at 8 degrees because I knew it was going to be a lot of in the wind holes. So I didn't want to, I was talking with our camera guy Michael here behind the scenes, and we're going to see maybe cheat and switch the loft on you guys, but I don't want to do that. I want to play straight up. So I think I have to play 3-wood here. I can't get an 8-degree driver over those trees, even with the 2 club lengths back. I could maybe do it, but I don't think it'll clear the trees further up either. So we're going to have 3-wood here. And we're gonna take it up kind of just right at the cart path and try to draw it back. We definitely gotta make sure we keep it on the cart path line, because if we get it a little bit right of that, we could start going through the fairway, especially because it's down off the left. So we're gonna tee this a little higher than I normally tee it through it off the deck just to make sure we get some height. And hopefully I can take it over this cart path with a little draw to kind of hold that wind would be ideal. And it should give me about 200 yards in if I hit the shot I want. Let's see if we can pull it off. Not to put more pressure on myself, but I was practicing this on the range, so I should be able to pull this thing off. Let's see what we got. All right, so just like everything, I gotta get really comfortable with setup is a big thing for me. Let's see if we can pull this shot. All right, it's gotta draw a little more. Keep drawing. Should be all right. It was a little bit right of my line, but I still think I'm in play. We should be good. All right, guys, so we're on hole number 7's fairway. Hit a really good 3-wood, but I actually was over here, but it's so wet over there. We had to bring it over here. It's still kind of wet over here, but it's at least playable. So over there in the rough, I had a flyer lie. I possibly would have hit a 6-iron because it is a little downwind, but we're in the fairway here and it's a little muddy. We might get a flyer ladder here, but if you guys have watched these course vlogs, I do not have a 5-iron. So we're gonna try to hit a 4-iron here. Take a little bit off of it. Wind's kind of down slightly off the left. We're gonna start it a little bit left of this pin and let the wind take it back. Ideal shot is kind of like a high straight ball and let the wind take it back. It's just, we're right around roughly about 215 to the pin, so I don't have to take too much off of this club. Same, a little bit left. And the biggest thing here is let's just make good solid contact off this lie. All right, I hit the shot I wanted to. If it's the right club, it's really good. Just a little short. Little short, but I got plenty of green. Should be an easy up and down. All right, guys, so again, I left it a little short of this pin, but it actually was not a bad miss because the pin is far back there. So I got plenty of green to work with here. This one, I know even though it's slow, it still gets away from a lot of people here. People don't realize how fast this one just because of the slope of this green. So I got a lob wedge here. I'm not gonna try to put really a lot of spin on it per se, but I believe I need to land it probably about a quarter of the way, just past a quarter of the way there with a mid-trajectory shot. Not a whole lot of spin or anything, and it should roll down nicely. So let's just, it's all about hitting my spot now, and let's see if my guess is correct. So land it roughly a quarter of the way there, maybe a smidge past. And let's see if we can actually get another birdie. A little bit too far, damn it, and it kicked. Sit, sit. Jeez, guys, I hope you guys saw that bounce too. That was actually a really bad bounce there. I gotta hold it out now. All right, guys, so I hit that, I landed that actually kind of where I wanted to. I did get a hard hop. It almost looked like it had like top spin on it, but anyways, we're chipping up the hill. This is actually pretty makeable here. I'm gonna use a gap wedge just because I know it's gonna be pretty slow. As fast as that chip was coming downhill, it's gonna be as slow going uphill. So this is one where you don't wanna get overly aggressive because you don't wanna do anything silly here. So if I make this, it's gonna hopefully just trickle in is gonna be the plan. See if I can pull this off. Oh, good chip there. Just missed it a little bit right. Kind of a disappointing par if I make this shot, but again, it's definitely, I didn't give a... All right, guys, hole number 8. Disappointing par on that last par 5. Where I was in the fairway, especially after the second shot, I left myself a fairly straightforward pitch shot. I just kind of got maybe a little aggressive. I didn't put enough spin on it, whatever. But anyways, the hole's behind me, right? So we got a 300, roughly maybe 350 hole. Pins all the way over that way. It sets up for a nice little cut. We're actually gonna, I haven't hit a cut with this drive yet, except for off the second one on accident. But we're gonna try to play a cut shot here and see if we can get it pretty close to this green and give ourselves a pretty straightforward pitch shot and try to make a birdie here. So I'm gonna take it just left of the cart path, hopefully, and just kind of hit a straight ball to a little fade is kind of the play. See if we can pull it off. Just like that. It's a good line. Yeah, that should be really good, guys. All right, guys, so we're on hole number 8's fairway. I hit a really good drive, happy with that. Started it right at the cart path with like a 3-yard cut. Just super happy, nice trajectory, not spinny at all. Really, really happy. So anyways, what I forgot to calculate was it's a front pin. That's kind of a silly amateur mistake by myself. I should have hit 3-wood and laid up more back towards the hundo and given myself a little bit of a fuller shot in, but right side, we're kind of coming into the wind at this position. If I hit the correct shot, I can still stop it on this green. But I just got to make sure I get the correct trajectory. I can't hit a low one in there. I can't really hit a trappy draw. I kind of have to hit like a mid to high trajectory. From 50 yards, the fairways are a little wet, which makes it just a smidge trickier with this shot. I'm still fairly confident I can pull this off. I've done it before, so. We're gonna try, the main feel for me on this shot is I'm not trying to get a lot of shaft lean, obviously, when I come into the shot. We're almost trying to feel like the club head beats the hands, just so we can get a little bit more trajectory out of the shot. And I'm okay with being a little bit long because it is an uphill putt if you're a touch long. So let's just try to get really good distance control here, land it about pin high or just short, and give ourselves a nice look at birdie here. Oh my God. I got too shallow. All right, guys, a little bit of a silly shot from the fairway there. I know it was really wet and I was trying to get shallower, like, you know, a shallow angle attack. I just overdid it, hit a little thin. Now we left ourselves with a kind of a silly pitch shot here, but it's not the hardest up and down. Again, it's just like that par 5. I really got to match up the spin with landing zone. I know that's just pitching 101, but let's actually put a good pitch shot together here. If I can squeak out with a par here, that feels like a big win in my book. So let's just focus on hitting the pitch shot first and get our landing zone with good trajectory. Knock it in close and then make our par. Go. All right, a pretty good shot there. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, guys, so hit a really good pitch shot to here. I left myself roughly just outside of a foot. It's still not a gimme, but it is a fairly easy putt for par. Just gonna take my time on this. This is obviously gonna be a great up and down. I just gotta nail down this putt real quick. Make sure the line's pointing where I want it to be. Step up, keep the speed up on this putt because it is gonna break. And let's jar it. There we go. I'll take that. That's a hell of an up and down, guys. I needed that one. All right, guys, so obviously it's really silly, perfect drive. Should have hit 3 on the last, so really silly pitch shot from the fairway. Really happy to get up and down. So anyways, we're on to the 9th hole, last hole of this course vlog. Hopefully we're trying to birdie this, get this to 1 under for you guys. We got a roughly, I'd say around 340 to this hole, maybe 330. Wind is straight downwind, but you kind of have to hit a pretty big hook around this hole. So I think if that was a front pin, it's gonna be a middle pin. I'm probably best hitting 3-iron because it's so far downwind, this hole is gonna play pretty short. So I'm just gonna try to kind of hit like a rope hook in 3-iron. That should be perfect. All right, guys, so just skirted the bunker here. That's the hundo. I probably got roughly, I would say about 80 yards to this pin. So lie is not too wet, which is nice. Last wedge shot obviously was not the best, right? So I'm gonna really focus on low point here, which I tell my students a lot. They probably all heard that before. Low point, low point, low point. Get a couple practice swings in where I'm trying to get the right type of low point that I want. Just something like that. Now from here, let's just dial in distance. Wind slightly off the left, so I'm gonna aim it just a touch left of this pin. And let's just get the yardage dialed. Let's get one really good wedge shot here. I can feel it coming. Be the number, sit. Oh, that might be a little long, guys. I think it's putting, just a little long. All right, guys, so like I said from the fairway, I hit it a little bit long. Didn't quite spin back as much as I thought it would as well, but we got a chance to break par for this 9, so let's see if we can actually do it. So I believe this is a left or right putt from the looks of it. I'm not debating on whether or not to play it outside the hole. I don't think we need to per se if I keep the speed up. But again, we're gonna try to make sure that we get the line on our golf ball lining up where we want it to. I tend to aim the line a little bit right sometimes and pull everything, if you guys haven't been noticing. Something I actually wasn't as much conscious of today as I have in other rounds, but that looks pretty good there. All right, guys, let's see if we can hold a birdie. This is for you. This is for you guys. Birdie up the last, come on. Hit it, Mike. Oh, they're so slow, guys. I apologize. That would have been right in the center, too. All right, guys, so even par 36. We're going to go do an outro here real quick, though. All right, guys, so 36 even par. Not too bad. Again, this is probably the 4th round since I've kind of started this prepping for Japan. Game is obviously feeling a lot tighter. I didn't feel like I swung the best out there, and it definitely shows in my GIRs, and I definitely didn't putt amazing, but what I did feel like I did amazing was kind of I call it scoring shots. I pulled the shots off when I needed to, so I'm really happy that's starting to come around. But anyways, guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button, leave me a comment, let me know if you guys like these types of videos, and as always, hit that little red subscribe button. All right, guys, best of luck and play some golf out there.
Ain't the blood of a winner. I can feel it all running through my veins. I know this might sound a little crazy.